Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Thursday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Scott, we've got a little college football to go take our mind off the terrible NFL game. A couple of pretty fine games here. First of all, we're going to get rolling with the little Sun Belt Fun Belt clash between the South Alabama Jaguars and the Georgia Southern Eagles. It's got some interesting line movement in this one. It's opened at 6.5 for Georgia Southern. It's now fallen to minus 3.5 or 4, depending on where you get it. Tell me about that line move.
Well, some of it's injury related, as there are some rumors that Shai Wertz, who's their starting quarterback for Georgia Southern, might not play. It really depends on where you shop around for your information. Georgia Southern, of course, is not going to disclose that far in advance. You're probably going to hear right before opening kickoff if he's going to play or not. So my guess is that based on the line movement, I'll assume he's not going to play. But that'd be my main guess, probably just the quarterback news, but it also could be because of the fact that Georgia Southern looked very underwhelming last week as they ended up losing to Coastal Carolina. I know Coastal Carolina is very good, but they were missing their starting quarterback. So people might just be a little bit down on this Georgia Southern team. What we're going to talk about it, whether or not that's warranted or not, but I think it's mostly injury based. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I also think there's people that are opening up their stat sheet and they see that South Alabama's 4-1 against the number, while the Georgia Southern Eagles are just 2-3 against the spread. So that certainly gets them excited as well. But my personal opinion on this. First of all, I have a play. I have a play on the side. So I'm going to take a look at the total here, but I think this is a game that is going to see a very good Georgia Southern running game. Yes, it would be nice to have Shai Wertz, but he hasn't been stellar this year. He's always good at running the football. His passing has left a little bit to be desired. This is a team that wins by controlling the clock. They can hold the ball for over almost 34 minutes a game. And when you have a team like the South Alabama, you limit their number of possibilities. I think you limit the points in this contest. So I'm a big fan of the under here, Scott. You've got 51.5. I think that total is way too high.
I'm going to lean to the under as well. I do know that the Sun Belt Fun Belt has been an over machine so far in midweek football, which might scare some people off. I'm going to lean to Georgia Southern if I wanted to lean one way. I thought about it. And the more I thought about it, I realized that South Alabama, despite having a winning record, they're extremely fraudulent. They beat Southern Miss, who's terrible,
Yep.
Texas State, who's terrible,
Yep.
and UL Monroe might be one of the worst teams in all of FBS. Georgia Southern's 3-2, but they ended up losing to a ranked Lafayette team. I know Lafayette has a kind of underachieved sense, but they're still a pretty good team, and they ended up losing to Coastal, who we both think is the best team in the conference. So,
yeah, I agree. And they were huge underdogs in that Georgia Southern game. So
who was huge underdogs in the Georgia Southern game?
I mean Lafayette. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
They were 12 to 14 point dogs depending on where you got it. So
they lost by 2. So
and it was in heartbreaking fashion. It was a game they actually should have won.
Yeah, it was a 50-plus yard field goal at the end by a kicker who was not very good. But Georgia Southern, even with a backup quarterback, you start on the triple option or the option hybrid, however you want to phrase it. So right. I do think that even if Wertz is not able to go, I think they'll be able to generate enough offensive productivity in order to cover this number. South Alabama, props to them for being more competitive than they usually are. I can't get over that schedule because the only they didn't even have an impressive win. I mentioned the 3 wins they have. Their 2 losses, they lost by 3 to Tulane, and we both know Tulane isn't very good. And they got smacked by UAB by 32. And UAB is okay. They're not as good as they used to be in previous years.
So slightly above average, I would say UAB.
Correct. So the one slightly above average opponent they played, they lost by 32 at home. I think Georgia Southern's probably going to win this game by at least a touchdown, so owing to the Eagles.
Yeah, their 3 wins have come against teams that are combined 2-16 on the year, Scott.
It's not very good.
It is not very good. That's in their, they sit across atop the standings in their division. They're the Sun Belt. I don't think that's going to last for long. I really don't. I think this team is about to be exposed. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. This is a decent Georgia Southern defense. They're not fantastic. I think they're plenty good enough to take care of business against South Alabama. So I'm going to fade that just as far as the side goes, and we'll see what happens with Shai Werts. But I like the under, and of course that number is going to plummet if Shai Werts is declared out. So get you.
I don't know how much the line itself is going to move if Werts is officially announced out, because it's already plummeted like 3 points.
Yeah, it's gone from basically 6.5 to 3.5 or 4. So
I'm curious where it'll go if Werts is out, like 2.5, maybe 2.
I think I think that's all public money.
I think most of the overreaction to the injury has already taken place. So I don't think it's going to change much, which means that if Werts is able to go, then the line should skyrocket back to 5 or 6. So for that reason, I'll take Georgia Southern at the 3.5.
Yeah, they had a little bit of movement as far as the total goes. Like I said, open to 53.5, down 51.5, 52, depending on where you find it. I think there's plenty of value on that under still. I think this
game will probably finish in the mid 40s.
I think this is a grind fest that could actually you end up watching the NFL. This is so bad.
That's fair.
All right, there you go. So let's take a look at the nightcap here, Scott. Colorado State and Fresno State, a little Mountain West action for you.
Well, I know that, spoiler alert, we're both in agreement on the side. I don't know if we're going to be talking about the side or not, but we can, I guess. I don't really know. There has been some line movement in this game as well, which is worth mentioning.
This one, a little bit of alignment. Opened it. I got it at -1.5. It's now currently 2.5 or 3. A little bit of movement on the total as well. 56.5 has gone up to 57.5 or 58, depending on where you get it. So there's been a little trending towards the Rams and towards the over in this one. Fresno State, they've got one game under their belt, Scott, sort of.
They wish they didn't play the game because they were that bad, but
they gave up 323 yards on the ground to that famous running school, Hawaii.
Well, I know Hawaii switched coaches, but it wasn't like they inherited a coach that, embraces a run-first mentality.
No, it's not. And they do have a new quarterback, so that's certainly.
Well, he was new because he was the backup, but no, even last year he threw the ball around whenever McDonald got injured.
Yeah, and he got plenty of action last year because McDonald kind of had a weird on and off season last year with injuries that he would get pulled when he threw 3 picks in the first half, and so yeah, he's not brand new, not new to the system or anything like that. I'm thinking, Scott, if you don't stop Hawaii running, you're not going to stop Colorado State running.
Yeah, I know that their new coach right now is Todd Graham, who was at Arizona State. They ran it a little bit. I'd say they mostly threw the ball, but it was kind of more of a balanced approach than.
Wait. Who are you talking about?
Isn't Hawaii's head coach?
Hawaii. I thought you were talking about Colorado State. Yeah.
No, I was going back to what happened in the opener with whatever. So Hawaii is no longer running the run and shoot that they've been running in recent years. So it's not as foreign a concept for Hawaii to run for 300-plus yards. But Hawaii still has the personnel of the run and shoot, and they still have a quarterback who's capable of throwing the ball downfield. Yet Hawaii ran for 300-something yards down their throats.
See, that's my point. You don't take run and shoot personnel and just go, okay, we're going to run the ball this year.
No, correct. So I'm saying it's not like an immediate overreaction of going, I thought they only run pass plays. No, that's not a thing anymore for Hawaii. But still, Colorado State has a brand new coach who is known historically to love to run the ball. So the issue that you have is, can Fresno State actually get a stop or at least compete at the line of scrimmage against Colorado State? And I'm not sure they can, and I'm based on the line movement that we've gotten so far, seems like the bettors don't think they can either.
Yeah, I agree. And, Steve Adazio from the new coach from BC, he's had quite a summer, Scott. He really hit the ground running. He was accused of COVID violations, racial insensitivity, and verbal harassment all during the summer before he coached his first game. They did an investigation, kind of put everything on pause. He was cleared, so yippee. He's here to coach the first game for Colorado State. Do you think those distractions, do you think that makes a difference, Scott? Is that any kind of a distraction for the team? Does it matter?
I think maybe partially if you want to talk about player-coach trust. I know that Iowa had a lot of distractions during the offseason as well, and people thought Iowa would underachieve. They ended up losing to Purdue, but it was a very close game. They were winning late. At the end of the day, these players want to play. I don't think it's really going to matter too much. It might matter if recruits leave or if they just throw their coach under the bus. But do I think that college players who are getting scholarships to play football are going to be less interested in football? No, I don't think that matters from that perspective. You?
No, I think they probably.
I think it's a trust thing, if anything.
I think they should be able to. I think they should be able to put it behind them. You know, they've got a big bruiser, a running back in Marcus McElroy. That
he's good.
Yeah, he goes 235. He is just the kind of guy that Steve Addazio loved.
You know, he's going to get like 25 touches, 140 something yards, something like that.
That's about what I've got him figured out. I figured 25 carries, maybe 22 carries.
Yeah, probably 142 touchdowns, something like that.
I think that's solid. I think they're going to run the ball until Fresno State shows that they can stop them, and I think we're going to be here a while waiting for that. I don't think these.
See, that kind of also takes me to a question that I have on the total.
Okay.
I don't really understand the over money, and I know that there has been a steady flow of over monies. It went from 57 to roughly 59. I don't really understand that because Colorado State in the past, when they had Colin Hill and their previous quarterback in that regime, or their previous coach in that regime, they used to throw the ball around a lot. Their defense wasn't very good. They used to sling it around, stuff like that, quick scores, etc. Now, I know that a decent amount of the defense is still there. They switch coaches, etc. But their new coach preaches a run-first mentality. And Fresno State, after the awful performance by Jake Herner in the opener, I got to assume they're going to try to run the ball with Rivers, right?
I would guess.
So you have
your quarterback throw three picks in the opener
against Hawaii, who's not exactly a defensive powerhouse.
Right.
Fresno, if you want to look at what the play calling was, they had 31 pass attempts, 37 rush attempts, and that was when they lost by 15. So you got to assume they're going to want to run the ball as well. With both teams most likely deploying a run-first offense, I'm going to lean to the under because I think that you should see these drives take a lot more time off the clock than people think they're going to. So I guess the logic is Fresno's defense is so bad against the run that Colorado can torch them. I think it's possible, but you're going to have so much clock being eaten. I think this game could end at 31-24.
Yeah.
Something like that. Do you think 59 is too high? Because I think it's too high.
I do. I think the under is a very solid play in this one. Absolutely. It's weird. It's weird that Colorado State money comes in and it goes over. I don't understand.
Honestly, people are still thinking of last year, but it's just a matter of the new coaching system and everything like that. Everything is set up for Colorado State to run the ball 35, 40 times in this game.
Never underestimate the power of the casual fan who thinks they know something to drive the line, Scott.
That's fair. It's definitely true. It's just a matter of looking at it and saying, if Hawaii ran it that many times for that much success, Colorado State has to be looking at the film and going, oh, we're just going to give it to our bruiser running back 30 times and just say, good luck. And I don't think they're going to have much success.
I've got a fun quiz for you, Scott. 34 times this year, a team with a team that has one or more games under their belt has played a team making their first appearance. What do you think the record is for the teams making their first appearance against the teams with experience this season out of 34 games? What do you think the record is against the spread?
I actually think they're going to have a winning record for no reason besides the fact that I just think it's bizarre. Plus, you had a lot of bad teams start out the year early. You said how many times? 34?
34.
22-12?
25-9, Scott. Pretty good guess.
Okay, I was close, though. I was close.
Yeah, the teams making their debut have dominated the teams that have experience under their belt. It seems counterintuitive.
Well, it could have to do with the fact that you have film on the opponent and they don't have any film on you.
True. Also true. Oh. Welcome to 2020. That's pretty much one of those weird stats. So, yeah, I like I said, I do have a play on the side here for the premium, but I'm with you. I like the under. I think this number's going the wrong direction. Sit on it. See what happens, man. It's you could get it even higher than it is right now. So if we could get that thing up in the 58.5, 59 range.
I mean, I see it already at around that area. So for me, I'm going to keep waiting it out until I see some signs of buyback. Because right now, it seems like money keeps pouring on the over. If it gets to 60, I would take it. I'd still take it at 59.
Yeah, all day long. So,
yeah. So I think that these games should be a bit, at least the Thursday night college football games, I do love them.
yeah.
I do think they will be a little bit more low scoring than what people expect from previous weeks with, unfortunately, Arkansas State is not playing. So, that you're going to see lower scoring games.
No Red Wolves.
Nope.
All right, very good. Yeah, I think we're fading the public money both places here, Scott. I feel very comfortable with our plays on both these games.
I can't say the same about Colorado State besides the total. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about the total. Yeah, the bets that we've
totals. There's been over money. We're leaning under both games.
Yeah,
that's how I phrase it.
Very weird. All right, so that's it for the college show for us. I kind of like the way they've timed these out. You've got the Colorado State game starting late. I do like that. I hate it when they have the.
Well, it's also in California, so you're on the.
I understand. I just think it's nice for the schedule the way.
Yeah, it's very good.
And by the way, they're not afraid to have California's teams start at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
There are not enough Hawaii 1 a.m. games, and I'm bothered.
That was one of the best parts about living in LA was the end of the night. We get Hawaii on at 10 o'clock. It was a beautiful thing, man.
I love the Hawaii starting at 1. What are you kidding me? I was all in on Hawaii starting at like midnight.
Yeah, I know you guys got with the 1 o'clock game. They're over there at the East Coast.
1 o'clock bailout game. I mean, it's the season, but especially when you were taking the overs with the run and shoot. But
with like Timmy Chang and all this guy.
Is Hawaii playing? Oh, that was way back. I mean, you're going like Cole Brennan and all these guys.
Right. Well, that's when I was talking about. When I was in LA.
Mm-hmm. But I'm wondering, is Hawaii playing any home games this year? I really don't know.
I don't know, Scott. That's a very good question.
Out of curiosity, because I think they are.
I would assume so.
According to the schedule, they are. I wasn't sure if with COVID they were going to have to do some type of, switching thing, but it appears they are. So, yeah, you might get a couple of 11 p.m. Eastern time games coming up over the next couple of weeks.
Well, they've got a game coming up against New Mexico, so they're going to have to play that game somewhere because they can't play it in New Mexico.
That's definitely true.
New Mexico moved their games. They were supposed to be a home game, and they've moved their games out of those. So.
You have issues there. The Big Ten's falling apart already with Wisconsin. There's a lot of stuff going on.
That's a shame about your Wisconsin team, by the way.
I'm not surprised. I know a decent amount of people in the school, and COVID protocol doesn't exactly exist. So I wasn't surprised, but whatever.
All right, buddy. Well, there you go. That's a college show for today, everybody. We appreciate you watching. Scott, any final thoughts on either one of these games?
No. Hopefully we cash our plays of the day, and hopefully football's entertaining tonight.
Yep. And you can cash some premium tickets as well. We've been pretty hot. I had a little 8-day run of the play of the day. It was snapped by the World Series game, but we're ready to get back on track there. I know your plays of the day have been doing well, so make sure you check out our videos on those as well. Again, check out our election special if you're looking for something a little bit different to bet on. We lay out some election odds for you there on some fun bets. So. Maybe even if your guy doesn't win, maybe you can still make some money on the election. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Not just the presidential side, but we did some Senate races as well, and some totals on total number of bets and everything like that. So check out all of that action and keep coming back and seeing us here on Today in Sports Betting. And make sure you check out winnersandwhiners.com for deep dives into all of these games and every other game going on in North America every single day. For myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at Winners and Whiners, we appreciate you watching today. Hope every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money back at the window. And we'll see you tomorrow on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.